live. What's
Hey,
up, guys?
What's going on? How are you guys doing?
we're here.
We are here. Yeah, it's been an interesting week in my world.
How
What's
so
been?
there, Redbeard?
Well, I was at my grandfather's funeral yesterday, and then some other exciting news that is not public yet that has
You announce it
happened.
on air?
No, I'm not going to do that this week.
Christy would
Maybe,
kill
maybe,
you.
maybe next week. Maybe next week or two. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Okay.
How
Does
are y'all's?
AG know?
I
I
called
do
her, but she
now.
was she was in the hospital.
Oh.
I was in the hospital.
So no, I have not. I have not told her.
I can guess though now.
He's gonna shave off the beard.
hmm
Look like I'm
So, do you
12.
guys know what Sunday is? Since I'm the only woman on here.
It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Hey Joanna. Hey Dayton Strong Recovery 101 in the house.
And today's
Joanna
Cinco de
Vance,
Mayo.
future politician.
Yeah, what's up, Joanna? Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Cinco de
and if you're
Mayo.
watching or listening, and you're not out, celebrating, we're happy to have you.
That's right. Yeah, I'm probably gonna grab a taco after we get off of here.
I didn't even think about tacos. Why didn't I think about tacos?
Oh,
Slacking.
Joanna was just in Florida. I wonder what she was doing out there.
She was working.
We are waiting on Randy Grimes to make his appearance. He's fashionably late. He is a
Tardy to the
Grimes,
party.
so we kind of expected that.
Well, and it could have been my fault. He could have been here at 7:45, and none of us were here at 7:45 when we said. So maybe he thought we weren't showing up too.
That is true. That is true. But we are people in recovery, so
We are always late. Well, JR is not always late.
yeah, I'm early.
Brett's never late either.
I was almost late.
Nachos again. Chrissy says, no nachos for you, buddy.
Come on. We had nachos last night. Now she wants nachos again for Cinco de Mayo.
Give it to her. My vote is she gets nachos.
Yeah, we had tortas and soft tacos here, so I did my part.
I kind of forgot it was Cinco de Mayo. We had lunch today at work and we went to Genghis Grill. So I have not been in the Cinco de Mayo festivities today.
That is one thing that I miss about Texas.
They don't have them in Florida?
Not that I know of.
I didn't realize it was a regional restaurant.
Hasn't made its way this way
I
yet.
wonder where they started. I'm about to look it up.
So, Ashley, are you excited about mobilized recovery?
Oh.
Should I don't like to lie. I'm kind of disappointed, and I will tell you why. Because I feel like as a recovery community, this year has been very hard, and we've lost a lot of people. And I feel like I'm grateful that they're celebrating and they're going to bring it to a lot of people. And I think that that's great. And that's what, their mission is. But I just feel as sad as an individual because I believe like we needed to be together this year.
Yeah, I was hoping to do a live stream from Vegas this year, but I am kind of glad they are taking a bus, nationwide, stopping in select cities, offering workshops to the masses, which would be good. I hope they do stop in Charleston. But I'm gonna miss the camaraderie of Vegas because we had a blast last year. A burrito and two soft tacos.
That's
We
the
need-
appetizer.
We need to have a reunion.
2/12/23.
Is that your wedding?
That is our wedding.
Hmm.
Joanna says it's supposed to be back in Vegas next year. I hope so. I mean, I didn't get a chance to hang out with everybody. I wish it was longer, if that's possible. I
Like a
mean, I would
whole week.
love to go out each night with a different group just to hang out. And I'd like to get my RRL crew in the house.
Yeah, that's something that the people watching at home probably don't know. But I mean, you two met at Mobilize, but I've never met any of you in person or Carl. So that's kind of interesting that we've been doing this show for a while, and the majority of us have never met each other.
I've met JR.
Right. But that's the only. Those are the only. You two are the only ones that have met each other. Neither of you have
Oh,
met me or Carl in person.
well, I know JR is real.
I
Oh,
am
I know
real.
he's real. I can see him.
I'm very authentic. I'm a upholder, according to Carl's test.
Yeah. That's crazy that we were all something different, isn't it?
I'm
Like
not
there was 4 of
surprised.
us and all 4 of us were something different.
Yeah. Hey,
What was the name
Belton,
of that
South
test?
Carolina in the house. I don't know where that is at in South Carolina. Shame on me. I'm down in Charleston.
But also, I looked it up. Genghis Grill started in Dallas, Texas. So just throwing that
There you
out
go.
there. So you
See,
are
one
correct.
good
It
thing
is in
comes out of
Texas.
Texas.
Right. The same guy that started Genghis Grill also started Witch Witch.
I've never heard of either one of those.
It's a sandwich shop. It's all right.
I'm a big fan of sandwiches.
Sandwiches. I'm not a sandwich fan, except for Publix subs. Publix subs where it's at.
So
Publix,
you don't
yeah.
have
Publix has
Publix.
the best deli. Boar's Head? Oh, yeah.
I was talking to someone yesterday and they didn't know what a Publix sub was, and I was like, they're like, is it Jimmy John's? Is it like Subway? I was like, don't curse like that.
I've never had one.
Yeah, Carl's been kind of MIA today. I don't even think he's called me.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as he doesn't call me at like 10:30 at night, I'm like, dude, I'm already sleeping, man. Us old timers need our
Yeah,
rest.
I don't think he understands how time zones work either.
But he's pretty. He's pretty.
He's bougie.
It's a small town next to Anderson, South Carolina.
Okay. Okay. I was just in Andrews for a Chief Buster Hatcher's documentary on the Waccamaw Indian tribe. Pub sub.
It's my wife drooling over a Publix sub. I've never had one. I don't know.
Subs and tacos after this show.
What about
Uber Eats,
chocolate?
buddy.
You know Uber Eats cake?
I never do Uber Eats.
Yeah,
They
I can't do
overcharge.
it. I can't do it either. I'd rather driving.
Oh no, not me. That's
Well,
my bouginess.
you're still. This is what I don't understand. You know, we have like Jersey Mike's and all these other fast food joints here, and you go to pay, and when you're paying, they're automatically asking for the tip before you even get your food.
Mm.
So I'm like, how am I supposed to judge what to tip you?
Well, you don't have to do it before. You could put something in before and change it.
Now you already did the card and all that. You already got your receipt. You're out. You're waiting for your sandwich then. What happens if they say, "Oh, you only tipped me $1"? Oh, I'm gonna fix you.
They'll spit in your food. You better give them a good tip. They know what they got before they give you your food.
So, Ashley, what books are you reading now? Old Timer Says?
No, I should. Shouldn't I decided today that I'm going to write my book.
You gonna write your book?
Yeah. I don't know why, but yeah, I've
You
decided.
got a burning desire to write a book?
Well, when I was little, like that's what I wanted to be when I grew up, was a writer.
Do it. Write a Brett and myself a part in there. We'll even add Carl in there at a later stage.
Then it's got to be fictional if I put you guys in there. I guess I could put you
We're
in
real.
nonfiction.
Yeah. You calling us fictional? This-
If I was catfishing, I feel like I would choose a better face to use to catfish.
yeah. Hey,
I remember
make me 6 foot tall and Brad Pittish.
Yeah, I'd at least have a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Catfish is so, 2010? Like, now it's like swipe left or swipe right? Or is that like last year too? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Did you guys see the Tinder swindler?
No. Tell us.
No. Oh man, there was a guy on Tinder who was catfishing. Well, he was kind of catfishing. My wife said that she thought I was catfishing her when we first met. How nice.
Did you mean online?
Yes, we did.
I feel like I met my ex-husband online, and we didn't tell very many people. Hi, Carrie.
Here's the
Hi,
wifey.
It's hard to see her because you're in the dark. JR is live streaming from a cave.
Did you meet Carrie online?
We did actually. Facebook.
I'm telling you, it's like the thing now.
I was looking to add some more recovery stories to the book, and she had posted somewhere on one of the pages. So she'll tell you, oh yeah, he commented, and then automatically she got a Facebook friend request. She's thinking I was stalking her. I'm like, I just want your story, woman. Whoa.
I am going to say that men online need to calm down a little bit. Girls do not like it when you say, hi, how are you? And then hit on them.
Randy.
At least act like you're interested in something in their life before you try to.
All right, let's interview Carrie Smith-Weaver.
Okay, let's hear it.
Ask us questions about how we met.
I don't even know Carrie's story.
It's in the book. See if you'd have read the book.
I've got it right here. I just haven't read it yet.
Well, just because you have it there does not mean you've read it.
I didn't say I'd read it, but I have a copy of it. That's half the battle, right?
Yeah. We had our first coffee date. It was the day after my birthday, my 35th birthday. We went to a seafood.
That was a lie.
We
should do that game.
We went to the Crab Shack. She ate all her food and she ate my leftovers.
There was no way it was your 35th birthday.
Well, I'm 37 now, so.
No, I'm 37, and I know how much older than No.
Oh, you can't hear, can you? She can't hear. Oh, hang on.
I'm looking for the story. There's so many stories.
Can you hear now?
Okay. Now he's muted.
So why don't you tell us something, and we have to guess if it's a lie or if it's the truth.
Oh, they're
can't hear
muted,
you.
Though. You're muted, JR. Somehow.
Y'all look very cute together, but we can't hear you.
Oh, can't unmute. Their mic is not connected, is what it says when I try to unmute him.
Here's now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Hi, Ashley.
Hey. So why don't you guys tell us things, and we guess if it's the truth or if it's not the truth.
Who do you think made the first move?
JR.
Carrie. JR?
Yeah.
First date. She was trying to kiss on me. Standing in Starbucks.
Lie.
It's a lie. All right. I've never met him. We went on our first date, went to Starbucks. He grabs my hand. I'm like, I don't even know this dude.
I said, I like what I see.
Mm-hmm.
You got to work for what you see.
There you go.
You got to work for it.
Are you working for it?
Every day.
Lie. Next.
Definitely a lie. He needs, I think the biggest thing that we struggle in our relationship is balance. You know, I mean, I know he's busy doing whatever, which is great and stuff, but it's balance. You know, it's like we hardly spend quality time together. You know, so we're both learning balance in life.
Well, we're in recovery. None of us know about balance. We're all learning about it, let me tell you.
Absolutely, but we're working on balance right now.
Well, when you figure it out, please let me know because I'll need to take that class too.
Right.
Yeah, Ashley has like 5 jobs, not even counting the ones for the show. The other 20 that Brett assigns her each week.
Yeah, Brett assigns me.
Hi, Heather. Oh, that's Max.
Is that the new dog?
Here comes Bentley. Bye, y'all. It was so good chatting with y'all.
You too.
Hi,
Come
Carrie.
anytime.
Have a good night. Hi, Brett.
Brett's going to drop some big news here soon.
Tell
May not do it
Brett.
tonight,
Tell
but
Brett.
Not tonight.
Hey,
We want
Brett,
him to stay married.
I'm so sorry for your grandfather.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, I gotta get these babies out.
Somebody from Greenwood.
Yeah, for some reason, sometimes it doesn't show the name and the.
G-Wood in the house.
Sometimes it doesn't show the name and the picture on the live stream, but my wife has said that if she's watching on Facebook, she can see it. So I don't know why it does that. So we're not 100% sure who you are, but welcome from Greenwood.
It just said Facebook user.
Yeah, for some I don't know if it's I guess it's something with StreamYard where it doesn't always show the picture because we had that happen a few weeks ago.
So I'm reading that Facebook email about them taking the podcast out. So the live streams will be okay, but we won't be able to share the podcast on the page.
Yeah, so basically Facebook started their own podcast network, I guess. I don't know if network is the correct word, but you could plug in your RSS feed to your Facebook page, and then when you uploaded episodes, it would automatically create a post that showed the podcast on the page, and then there was a little tab at the top where you could click on podcasts and you could see them. So they're taking that away, but we can still do the audio version of this show and my show and Carl's show and et cetera, et cetera. But we'll probably just have to go in there and like copy and paste to Spotify or some other service a link to the page and just post like a regular post. It won't do it automatically for us anymore.
Okay.
So we'll still be around on the audio only version for the folks that prefer that over the video version, but it won't be right there on the app or on the Facebook page under the tab with the podcast. And I believe that was sometime at the beginning of next month. I can't remember the date, like June 7th or 8th, that they're doing away with the podcast feature.
Yeah, Facebook is getting serious. They want to be in everything.
Zuckerberg.
They're probably watching us right now.
Should we tell them our plans for the future?
Mark Zuckerberg, if you're watching, leave us a comment.
He doesn't care about us. Let me just tell you.
He's like, Facebook jail for all three of y'all. No bond.
I've never been in
Really?
Facebook jail.
Yeah, I've done hard time in Facebook jail, so
Really?
it's tough.
Did you think about writing your second memoir from Facebook jail?
How did you feel about that when you were there?
Yeah, it sucked because it would let you post, but you couldn't comment on anything. Or I'm like, they got different degrees of Facebook jail. I was sort of like a repeat offender because I used to be a little bit out there.
Really? I could have never guessed. You and Randy Anderson.
Yeah. Felon?
Were you in jail together? Facebook jail?
I don't think we knew each other back then. I've only known Randy for a few years now, since I sobered up. So we weren't probably friends back then. This was all pre recovery.
You were in Facebook jail pre-recovery?
Yeah.
Facebook's been around that long?
Facebook's been around for a long time. I had one.
Wait, how long do you have? I know Brett has the most time out of all of us.
On Facebook?
No.
Oh.
If it was pre-recovery, I'm trying to guess the time.
Oh, I'll have 5 years in November.
Okay. So Brett's got the longest, then I'm the second longest, and you're the third.
Okay.
So you're the baby recovery.
Yeah, I'm the baby. I'm the youngest one on the show. So
The youngest,
oldest-
oldest person on the
oldest
show.
youngest, oldest. Yeah, Janine couldn't believe that I was like
In your
42.
30s.
Mm-hmm. Lie.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing the interview with her on that chasing heroin.
Is she? Or have we made any kind of announcements about anything? Are we still working out details?
Thank you, Greg. Thanks for the shout out, buddy. Yeah, we have a big announcement. You want to say it, Brett? Go ahead. You're the executive director.
Oh,
Oh, you got a title.
I have a title now. I just
Yeah,
found
that's
out.
a big announcement.
Ashley's actually on the board.
Oh,
Yeah,
another board.
yeah, another board.
I'm gonna have to talk to you after the show about my paychecks. I haven't been receiving them since I started here.
I've been emailing them
Oh.
every couple weeks, man.
Okay. I'll check my.
They
my
were sent
spam
to the
folder.
wrong address.
That's Brett with an A, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a paycheck that's negative. It means you need to donate to the cause.
Yeah. That's definitely in the spam folder.
But we'll talk about that at the next board meeting about getting
Okay.
you a paycheck.
Okay.
Yeah, see, there you get. Yeah, so actually, that means actually Ashley's your boss now. So
Oh, okay.
we're going to put funds in on RR Live.
Yeah. So back to the announcement that we were kind of teasing. So Janine from the Chasing Heroin podcast had JR on her show, and it just came out a couple days ago, and they've been talking, and she is going to join the Recovery Revolution page, and she's going to be doing her own live videos. We don't know what day or time yet, but she's going to be joining the lineup of live
Woo-woo.
recovery shows. So that's exciting news.
Make me feel like back in the sorority days.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the snapping thing.
Let's roll that back. Let's talk about the sorority days. So what did
What would you like to know?
looks like it was all big parties and stuff like that, right?
Sometimes. I lived in a sorority house for a semester. And it wasn't as fun as it sounds. It was good stories.
Good stories. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I once found a dildo underneath my pillow. No lie. It's the truth.
I'd be a little worried.
Yeah, I got a phone call from my roommate and asked if they could sleep in my bed. And I was like, why? And they had they had just come back from like being away or something. They had a bunch of clothes on their bed and they didn't feel like cleaning it off. And so I was like, sure, whatever. So then came back after the weekend. Yeah, and the dildo was underneath my pillow.
Oh, so she brought a friend.
No, she didn't bring a friend. I wish she would have brought a friend versus leaving her tool.
All right. We're gonna get a rated R version of this show tonight.
Yeah, there wasn't pillow fights in our PJs, but there was still those.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, Zuckerberg's gonna shut us down.
No, if you guys were talking about dildos under your pillow from your roommates, maybe, but Zuckerberg likes my stories.
Okay. All right.
No,
Whatever you say.
I've never been in Facebook jail.
You're
Better not knock on wood and jinx it. If you don't hear from me for a couple days, I'm in Facebook jail.
Hey, how cool would it be if Carl called in on that number? Would we be able to patch him in on the air?
We couldn't do it that way, but if he called my cell phone, I could put it through.
That'd be cool.
You know what we should do? Since we're kind of,
Stalling.
who that's watching would want to be brought in to
Yeah,
live
that's
and be able to
good.
tell some stuff
I
or be interviewed.
I can't even see the thread. If I switch over to Facebook, but it screws up my sound. Oh, I
You're on
got
a phone?
I got a phone right here. Yeah. Ah.
'Cause if somebody messages that they want to come in, we can send them the link to be able to come in.
Where's Heather at?
She's been in the comments all night.
So who wants to be brought in? Let's hear it.
Should I just put the link in the chat and then we can just see what happens?
Let's see if take a volunteer to see who's on the thing. Right? Hang on, I'm almost there.
I'm looking at
Put
it
the
and I
link
don't
in the
see.
comments and see what happens.
Yeah, you do that.
Oh, that was Justin Barker from Greenwood. Oh.
See, that's why I'm saying I don't know why sometimes. Heather said she's not ready. Not today.
Well, we'll be nice to you when you're ready. I promise. We got you.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready when they made me do it either.
You were ready. You just didn't know you were ready.
Okay.
Of course, that first interview was rough.
Thanks. Now you tell me.
Who was Ashley's first interview?
I don't even want to say.
I'm trying to remember which one her first one was. Was it male or female?
Female.
Give me some hints.
I think she was from
Oh,
New
I
York.
think I know who it was.
Oh,
Was that
that
her first?
wasn't. No, I don't know. That wasn't my fault.
I don't think
though.
that was your. I don't think that was your first.
Was it?
I don't think so.
I know that one of second or third was Bipolar Barbie.
Really? Wow. I feel like you've been on the show longer.
Not that long.
Time flies. When is it?
It
I don't
was-
even know when the 1 year anniversary of this show is. We should find that out too.
It was Christmas break.
It's Christmas break. So.
That I started. Remember, it was like because I had class on the day you guys had the show.
Oh yeah, and then we moved the date.
Mm-hmm. Chrissy,
yes.
she's agreeing that it was a rough one too.
Where are you reading her comments? Is she on YouTube?
Oh no, it says right there where you see where it says private chat and comments over there. Click comments, and it says that was a rough one.
September 13th was our first live stream.
Yeah, it wasn't.
With Jeff Vickers.
I bet you my first one was around Thanksgiving. Because then I think I went to class maybe a week or two.
So
and
I
then
think the episode that we are talking about and not saying was December 20th. Does that sound right?
It does sound about right.
Okay, then that might
probably
have been
my
Ashley's
third.
first episode.
Think?
I think I faked the injury, and I was like, AG, I can't go on. I need you to tag in.
Because we had David Barnes on, let's see, December 6th was David Barnes. He was a fill-in for somebody that no-showed. And
yeah, whatever happened to her?
I haven't heard back from her. I sent her a couple messages. And then we had Nicole Curtis on the 13th.
I wasn't on that one.
And then we had, let's see, it keeps moving me back to the top when I hit back. We had Martha Duke on the 20th. And then we had the one and only Carl Fessenden. He was on, let's see, what day was that? He was on the 27th.
Was I on when Carlos? Wait, I think I
don't remember.
You were, because I wasn't there. I caught it the next day driving to work.
Yeah, see, this is the thing that JR has these plans, and he doesn't tell everybody his whole plans. So he tells me I'm covering for him because he's got X, Y, and Z going on. Then he tells Brett that he's doing an experiment to see if it gets more listeners, having a girl and a guy. And then he forgets that me and Brett could talk too. Like, we have mouths. So then we hear this stuff. So, JR, what was your real plan now that you're on the hot seat?
Well, it's really I mean, it was sort of an experiment, but I knew what you were capable of. So, and I knew you kind of needed that little push. So, and you really came through. I mean, you've been shining ever since. I mean, first couple episodes might have been a little hard, but you've really, you know, your confidence just soared through the roof, and that's what it was all about. It was letting you shine. I'm a genius. Go ahead and say it.
You're a genius. Yeah. Thank you. But I am serious. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And look at you now. How many
Yeah,
how many podcasts have you been a guest on at this point?
Probably the same amount as you.
Really?
No, you probably have more than me.
I don't know. I don't even know. I'd have to look.
I've been on the recovery survey.
I have a list.
I don't keep a list. This one. Carl's. Kiss. It's bad when you don't remember the names of them. So there's at least 5.
And I have a feeling that you're going to end up doing Janine's once she joins the Recovery Revolution family.
Oh, you have a feeling?
I do. I have a feeling, a strange feeling. I need to get more of the admins on my show.
Yeah. Get them, man. I know Asa will do it. Definitely do it.
Heather in the comments.
Chrissy,
yeah, Chrissy too.
Let's see. Since we have, do you guys have any good Mother's Day stories at least?
Good Mother's Day stories?
Yeah, or give like.
No.
What do you respect the most about your wife as a mom, Brett?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm gonna get you some bonus points today.
I appreciate it, especially since we know that she's watching live.
Right.
And if I answer wrong, you're gonna hear a scream from the other room, and I'm just gonna disappear. Like,
don't dig yourself a hole. I'm giving you the opportunity to earn some points. Take them.
I will take those points. Man, that's a tough question. I think just seeing how, she said choose wisely, no pressure at all. I think just seeing how she handles just the day-to-day ups and downs of having a child, of raising another human being. I'm sure that it gets monotonous at times because she's a stay-at-home mom and I get to go to work and be around other people and go different places. My job is going from place to place to place, so I'm always on the move and in different environments, and she's in the same spot all the time with the same tiny person all the time. So I'm sure that gets pretty old, and I really respect that, she can maintain her composure and continue to show up every day and take care of our tiny baby and try to just watching how she works with her, trying to teach her things and, trying to teach her how to walk and talk and just all those little small things that we don't really think about. Like I don't think about 30 years ago my mom teaching me how to walk or how to talk. It's just some of those things that we just do. We don't even think about, but somebody had to teach us those things. Somebody had to teach me how to read and write and like basic functions, and I don't really think about that when I go to do those things. So just knowing that she is doing those things every day and keeping our daughter safe and making her food and making sure she's taking care of her needs is it's impressive.
It is impressive.
Well, I think that's a great thing that you mentioned because stay-at-home moms get the short end of the stick sometimes because people think, oh, well, they're not working, they're not providing, they're not contributing. But I stayed at home for a little bit. I'm going to tell you, my 5 jobs are way easier than being a stay-at-home mom. And I'm grateful. It was very depressing for me to just, you can't have adult conversation. And then like when your person comes home and, you don't really have anything interesting to say besides how many diapers you changed that day, or like, it's not a very great,
Glamorous.
right. And it never stops because they're tired from work and they think they worked all day, like, and all you did was stay at home. Like, so you don't really ever get that break that you need to, or you feel guilty because they worked all day. And so you don't like go and get your nails done or your toes done or just go out for coffee. Or when you do, you feel guilty for going, or you feel like, oh, my person's home, I should be spending time with them. So, but the kids are still there too, needing to be taken care of. I mean, stay-at-home moms have a hard job, and it's really hard to explain until you do it every day for a long period of time. But they deserve mad props because I couldn't do it. She said it's the most rewarding job I've ever had. It's literally a 24/7 job. Yeah, it's like a 36/7 if there's that many hours in the day.
I kind of wish there were more hours in the day.
Me
I
too.
don't. I just end up being stuck at work for more of them.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be nice to have like a 3-day work week?
That
Yeah.
would be nice.
Yeah,
Even 4. There's a lot of companies
4.
that
I
do
could do
4.
4. Yeah, it's like 5 days. You spend the bulk of your life at work. You ever think of that? AG spends like 95% of her life working.
But never leaving the house. Like,
Yeah.
because
And Carl spends like 20% of his life at work.
He's technically in the building now. Okay. Sorry, Carl. I'll try to cover for you, buddy.
we miss you, Carl.
Just making jokes. Gotta poke
Yeah.
fun at him because he's not here. He can't defend himself.
I kind of wish he would have come. He could have told us about his conference. That's the kind of stuff I love.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
Should I try to call him and see
Call
if
him.
he
Let's get him on the
answers?
air, man. I'd
Yeah.
love to get somebody on the air to see how it works out.
Yeah,
I'm going to text some. I'm going to get someone on the line.
Let's get some random person to click on this.
Oh,
All right, here we go.
Well, I could talk about She Recovers. That was amazing. Miami.
tell us about it.
It was so cool because I don't know if you've ever noticed, but women can be pretty mean to each other. And
Oh, yeah.
especially, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
so here's like this conference where women are like supporting each other and, there for each other. And it was so cool. And then like, talking about things that we all needed to hear. And it was a fun time. It was something.
Yeah. Brett was telling me the other day that he said if women ruled the world, none of the countries would be talking to each other.
I don't think I said that.
I don't know that. See, I don't know. I go back and forth by if the world would still exist or not because, we hold grudges and then like attack at opportune times. So would we like nuclear bomb each other or would we just like, I don't know. They do say women are good leaders though.
All right. Oh crap. Oh crap. Hang on. I got somebody.
Ooh, bring them.
We
Let's
got-
do
I
this.
got him. Let's see if she's. Oh crap! Did I send it?
Bruce.
There would be war with me. She's like, that country's wearing the same thing I'm wearing. Bomb them.
Mm-hmm. Y'all think you're funny.
Bruce, where are you from, buddy?
Florida. Women that attack other females are usually insecure and don't love themselves. That is true.
Bridge is the one from the Kiss podcast, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she's absolutely correct. Strong women build each other with love. That's true. So, like, even in the chat and stuff, don't you, like, Chrissy, Heather, Carrie, we all, like, we don't talk crap to each other.
That's good. That's good. I mean, I wish the whole world would operate under that philosophy. I mean, like MLK said, I choose love because hate's too great a burden to bear. I mean, that's the whole addiction end game is to get you to hate yourself. Once you hate yourself, hating everybody else is easy. Everybody's suspect. Bridge, do you want to come online with us? Tell us about the what was it, the Kiss podcast? Yep, right on, Bruce. That's what I'm talking about. I mean,
Come on, Bridge.
It's amazing. One of the things that I did in early recovery to take myself out of myself was to say hi to as many people as I could, or good morning in the morning. And people, it's amazing how people respond to you. They might not even be looking at you, but as soon as they hear you say good morning, they light up. Because you never really know what somebody's going through. One kind word could change somebody's day. Well, they could ignore you too, but you played your part.
Well, and we talked about, today being Cinco de Mayo, but it's also, Mental Health Awareness Month. So, like you said, you don't ever know what anyone else is going through. And I think it's important for a lot of people to feel like they're seen. A lot of people feel like they walk through their day all day long and no one ever really sees them.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it totally changed the whole way I looked at the people I was working with. I mean, our hospital is not that big. I mean, I think Charleston, we have between 5,000 and 10,000 employees at our main hospital and the local C box. So, it's like, but over the course of the 4 years that I've been going to the hospital, it's like I've got to know almost, a lot of the people that I never would have had a chance to meet if I would have kept to myself. By showing that little bit of compassion and love, they reciprocated.
Well, when's the last time somebody asked you what you wanted in life or what you wanted to do? What was important to you?
Who would ask me? The only time I can remember is Rob from the Recovery Today magazine interview. He actually asked me what I wanted, I guess, to accomplish in life, or what I want in the future. My answer was, I want to change the world to make it a better place, because I've seen the dark side of life. Hang on, I got a moth flying around me. But yeah, it's I mean, it all starts with each person choosing to be a better person. Hey, Chrissy, you want to come on?
Yes, Chrissy, come on.
Chrissy, I'm sending you the link. It's your night to shine.
And if you don't want to be on camera, you don't have to turn your camera on. You can just talk.
True.
Amanda says she'll be here in a second. She's pulling over. She was
Oh,
driving.
and look, we
too.
got Jason.
Jason, you want to come on?
Is he
Come
saying
on, let's
JR
make it a
in the
big
house,
party.
or is he
How many
saying that
people?
he's in the house?
How
You guys
many
don't
people?
have to have your camera on.
How many people can we get on the stream?
I believe it's 10
10.
total.
10. All right, Jason, come on, buddy. Let's talk, man.
We miss you, Jason.
Chrissy, where you at? All right, I'm sending Chrissy the link. Oh, he's eating dinner. What are you eating, man?
I got my dinner right here. We can eat together.
I hope it's something Cinco de Mayo-ish.
Oh, he misses us too.
Jason, congratulations on quitting smoking, buddy. That's huge, man. I don't know what I would have did in Vegas now.
Why? What happened in Vegas?
No, we were like smoke buddies.
You smoke, Jared?
No.
Then how were you smoking buddies?
I don't inhale.
What? Two months and 5 days.
That's big, man. That's longer than I made it. I think I made it 3 weeks. So no word from Randy at all?
No.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, and I talked to him earlier. He just got back from Africa, though, so I wonder if, like, the time thing, maybe he fell asleep.
It could be.
Possibility.
Yeah, it is a possibility. I mean, you told him, like, 30 minutes early before we started, too, so.
15, yeah. When I sent him a message on Facebook, it, like, you know how you can tell, like, if they get it? Like, you know how it's, like, there's a check.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so you know someone doesn't have internet if it, like, doesn't turn blue. Like, when the check turns blue, then it shows their face when they've read it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it didn't turn blue for, like, 30 minutes, and then it turned blue, but I don't think it's... I can check and see. Nope, it hasn't been read. And it says active 3 hours ago, so...
Interesting. I mean, I was really looking forward to meeting him. I remember him playing. I remember his playing days. Not that I'm old or anything, but I remember Tampa Bay in those days with I can't remember who their quarterback was, but I remember their running back and a few of the other players. And I remember him too. I remember I had his football card, and he was like an all-pro center.
Wasn't their quarterback good back then?
I want to say... No, I can't.
Was it Testaverde back then?
No, I don't think he was there for Vinny. I think Vinny's just coming on, because I remember Vinny in high school. He went to at college. He was at the University of Miami. I remember when Boston College threw that Hail Mary to beat them in that one game. It's like the greatest ending of a college football game ever.
Well, then there's Trent Dilfer after.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer.
Ooh, Jason. If you could have any talent, what talent would you want to have? All right, Brett, you're first.
Oh, why am I first? I think you should be first. You haven't answered any questions.
Okay, ask me one.
If you could have any talent, what talent would you have?
I would say read minds, but I'm pretty good at that as it is. So let's see. I think flying would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know if that's a talent.
Is that a talent or is that a superpower?
That's probably a superpower.
Superpower.
Unless you're talking about like getting your pilot's license or something.
Is that a talent? Well, that is talent.
It takes some talent, I would think, to operate an aircraft.
How about you tell me what talent I should have?
Me
talent do I
specifically
need?
or Jason?
Both of you. No, Jason can answer too. What talent should I
you
have that I
should
don't
have?
have?
Mm.
I should be a little more graceful and pretty klutzy.
Punctuality.
That's not a talent. That's a choice.
Ashley does want to go parasailing or jumping out of a perfectly good plane.
True story.
That skydiving is amazing. I mean, it is so quiet coming down from.
You wouldn't think it would be though.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so. You'd think it'd be. Man, I had a trip. I was coming out the plane like this, like, come on.
I thought it was gonna be loud, like when you roll
Yeah.
the windows down in a car.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
You've done
expecting,
it.
but
You've done it too?
huh? Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
So Jason would be like Prince.
Ooh, that is a good one. I wish I could sing.
Yeah, I
My
can't
voice
sing.
shattered windows.
Yeah, I wish I could play an instrument. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, you got the kazoo.
I do have the kazoo, but I haven't mastered it yet.
Huh. I
There's
mean,
still
best
time.
time. Yeah, best time to practice is from like midnight to 3 a.m.
Oh, good to know.
No, he has a little child. That's the bad time.
Oh yeah. That's
Nah,
bad.
we'll do it. We'll practice together. I'll teach
Yeah.
you the kazoo.
Oh, good. Good. This sounds great.
My
Maybe
wife's
not
gonna
in the
love
middle
it.
of the night.
Ooh, I'll get her a kazoo for Mother's Day.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh,
Chocolate is better or
Ooh, baby drum
expensive
sets.
stuff.
Do they make baby drum sets?
They do, and my daughter loves drums.
Really? Huh.
You should
good
probably
gig.
let
We
me
were at
buy the
church
drum
the
set,
other
and you
day.
should not.
We were at church the other day, and she was like mesmerized. And like we held her up there after the service, and she was just like watching.
Amanda, welcome to the show.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me. Sorry I'm late.
You're just
You're
on
only-
time.
Yeah, you're right on time. Who's got the echo? It's not me this time, Brett.
It's not me.
Maybe it's me. Should I mute?
Are you on a phone?
Yeah.
It's all
Is
good.
it- I mean, yeah, it's all good. So, tell us about Wake Up Carolina, what you guys do, and tell us some of your story.
Cool. So I'll start with Wake Up. So Wake Up Carolina is a recovery community organization. So we started, our executive director, Nancy Shipman, unfortunately lost her son, Creighton, to the disease, 2016. She saw a very big need in the community, being a mother, and she started our moms group, and it just really picked up traction. Unfortunately, there's a lot of moms that have lost children or have children in active addiction. That built into Creighton's house. So we have the mothers group, we have a dad's group, we have a siblings group, and then we have Creighton's house, which is our young adult meetings. And then I facilitate the Compass, all adult, all recovery meetings, which I'm super passionate about, because when I was getting sober, I felt like I didn't fit in anywhere. I had tried 12 steps. It just, I believe in 12 steps 100%. It just personally for me did not work. So the all recovery, so when I got clean, I started with MAT, so methadone, and that saved my life. So I believe in, medicated assisted treatment, highly, because it saved me. So that's why I'm really passionate about Compass, because we really incorporate all recovery, like all paths. There's no judgment, no strict rules. Not that there's anything wrong with any of that, but just for my path, it fits well. We also, so I am the HIV and Hep C program, like assistant. So we do free Hep C and HIV testing, which is, a big deal, because making it easy to get those kind of testing can save people a lot of health issues in the, future, and just knowledge. It's just, knowledge is key and is power. I also do peer support. So I have my CPSS, and I do a lot of that, trying to get into it more. So we also actually, I want to mention our Stepping Stones program that we're hoping to start building up a little more lately. So it's basically for women getting out of prison. You know, obviously a lot of us know what it's like to go to jail or prison. And when you come out, no matter how long you've been in, it seems like you have less than what you came in with. So we are trying to build a really good program. So when they get out of prison, they have someone to pick them up, take them to get outfits for regular, just everyday outfits for clothes, shoes, but also job interview outfits, because that's obviously a big, struggle. Setting them up with a phone for at least 30 days and a list of meetings. So not that anybody would hopefully use it as a cop out, but making it so that you have an easy, direct access to those things are crucial. Obviously, first getting out, everything's so different, trying to readjust. And then trying to help them with like temporary living situations, so they're in a safe situation and can focus on their recovery and sobriety, and just getting their life back on track. So I'm really, really, really excited about trying to get that off the ground a little more. So to get into my story, so my sober date is February 1st of 2018. I struggled with opiates for about 10 years off and on. The last 2.5 to 3 years were a really hard run. That's where all my charges, petty larceny, a bunch of shopliftings kind of came in. So growing up though, a lot of people have like those triggers or like, childhood like traumas. I don't. I'm blessed and I don't. My mom is a nurse. My dad's a retired police officer. I was very blessed with the life that I was given as a child. They're amazing. My family's amazing. I met my husband, Kenny, when I was 15 in high school on the bus. And we got married at 18, first kid at 19. That's when my addiction started. I had a C-section emergency. I pretty much died on the table giving birth to her from complications. And just long story short, when I got out and after the C-section, I obviously had pain medication. So I took it when I needed it, and then I didn't, so I quit taking it. And I felt like crap for like 3 days until I was carrying her out of our house downstairs, and it had rained and I had slipped and I tore apart like my incision. So I had to get it re-sewn, which led to more pain medicine. And I started taking it, and then I didn't feel like crap anymore. Unfortunately, because that led to taking it every day. Unfortunately. So that kind of grew over the next 3 years. I'm not going to specifically say who, but a very close in-law on my husband's side, obviously, fed us medication. They benefited from us both being very, very addicted. They could control situations, and that's exactly what happened. So I got pregnant with my second daughter, Braylee, and had her in 2013. And luckily, I said in my other live, I'm not going to say I was addicted at that point. I would say I was dependent, very dependent, because I needed it and wanted it. But if I would have been in my addiction, I wouldn't have been able to stop taking it, I don't feel. So pregnancy with Braylee, I quit. I quit taking all pills. I just quit. But I realized there was a problem when I was so excited about having her and seeing her, and all that was my number one excitement. But my second excitement was the Demerol shot that I was going to get right after. And I knew, okay, this isn't going to be good. This is a problem, But unfortunately, the stigma was so great around everything that I didn't have the courage to speak out, to say anything, to admit it. I didn't even know where you start looking for help, and was I addicted enough to need it? So unfortunately, after that, it built even worse. 2015, I had a big loss. My aunt passed away giving birth to my little cousin, who I help raise now. And I realized then that if I took more opiates, it numbed. So not only was it herniated disc, bulge disc, all the things for pain, but now, unfortunately, I put together that I can mentally and emotionally numb as well. And that is probably when they real downward spiral picked up and took off. A year later, my grandma passed away from lung cancer, and it just increased. My use increased. Following that, my sister-in-law passed away in Ohio from a car accident, and my husband's addiction got worse. And we made the connection that our neighbor was like, he had Oxy 30s, just to be blunt. And at that point, we were probably like orally taking maybe 90 milligrams of like Oxy at a time, like at the most. But very quickly, within, I'd say 2 weeks, we were taking 150 to 180. That started me snorting pills because it was the last one. And he said if I didn't do it, I didn't get it. So I snorted it, fell in love with it, you know, how quick. So that was even worse and built worse. The neighbor had a connect that I got close with, him and his wife. They were building a house. I started stealing from Home Depot, Lowe's, Bermuda grass seed, the $200 electrical wire. And from how expensive, I was going in and stealing $2,000 worth of stuff at a time. So I was getting like, you know, $700-800 worth of pills at a time. So my addiction grew to about 300 milligrams that I would snort at a time, multiple times a day. More charges hit. And then they started threatening me with enhancements, which they were saying was 90 days, like just off the rip. And I was like, oh my gosh, 90 days. Like, I'm not built for that. Like, I'm not built for a day. Like, no. So I realized I needed to do something, but I still didn't really know what to do. The methadone clinic, from what I heard, was like a bunch of junkies that didn't care and were getting high still. That was the stigma. Obviously, that's not true. But that was the stigma and what I was told. So just within the last, like, you know, through all the addiction in the beginning and all the in-law stuff, part of the benefit of them keeping us addicted was that they would call DSS on us if we didn't do what they wanted. So I had been investigated like 6 times, never charged, never like permanently had my kids taken. Very blessed to be able to say that. But I was manipulative and I knew how to work it. So January of 2018, DSS got involved again. That was when all the charges, the 300 milligrams at a time, my husband and I were fighting like holy all get out. I mean, it was terrible. I hated him and I loved him, but our addictions were so bad that he used multiple drugs and I used one. So in my addicted mind, I was like, I'm not sharing like what I have with you when you're getting high off 5 things. That's not fair. So we would fight this really, really bad fight. So the end of January, I got hit with enhancements and was like, okay, something has to change. My dad's a cop. Every charge I get, I'm embarrassing him more and more. I'm just tearing our name through the mud. Unfortunately, my sister is in active addiction to this day, and she was getting felonies while I was getting misdemeanors. So it was just really bad. And I got sick of it. I literally could not see my life past that day. I couldn't imagine the next day. How am I going to get pills? If I don't get pills, I'm going to be sick. I'm going to lay down. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to be miserable and want to die. I'm going to be angry and like, you know, violent, like just crap. And I didn't want it anymore. And I got sick of I was like to the point where when I was going to steal stuff, I was driving and like crying, like bawling my eyes out, like crying because I didn't want to do it. This isn't me. I wasn't raised this way. You know, my kids don't deserve what they're going to grow up to find out about me. You know, my parents, my grandparents, my family, myself, I hated myself. Looking at myself was like, I've never hated, truly despised anyone so much as the person I was looking at. And so I got sick of it and I was like, I've got to do something. I didn't think that cold turkey was going to work. I'd tried it before and it worked for like a day or two, mainly because I couldn't get anything, not because of my own like willpower. And so I said, okay, well, the methadone clinic, if it is everything that everyone has said it is, then I'll fit in great. I'm a junkie and I want to get high. So the worst that can happen is that it is what they say and I am like I am today. So I'm going to give it a try. So I called. There were no beds for outpatient or inpatient or anything was like open. I was just getting like roadblocked everywhere, which is another part of Wake Up Carolina that I love. If somebody calls in and needs help, we will pull our resources and get a list of like 5-6 places that have beds and are in their like price range or what they can, swing. And then call them and give them a for sure list instead of them calling 30 places and getting discouraged in the runaround. But anyway, so I didn't have that though. I didn't know about Wake Up at that point. So I found the Charleston Center. They were taking people 2 days later. So I used that Tuesday. They said that I had to be sick when I got there Thursday. So I planned on being sober Wednesday, but couldn't do it. So I used not a lot, but enough to not be sick. So when I went in Thursday, of course, I'd been an addict. So I knew how to, legs shaking, like, oh, my stomach hurts, like all the things. So I played her. And I'm not proud of that. That's not, obviously, I'm not proud, but I mean, it worked. I got in. And the first day they dosed me 30 milligrams and I didn't feel great. It wasn't high, but I felt this glimpse of normalcy that I had not felt in 7, 8 years. And so I was like, wow, this might work. So I decided. My husband was very supportive. Unfortunately, he was not ready to get clean. But so I stuck with it. I talked to my counselor. I was honest. I went up on my milligrams when I could. They watch you pretty close. I stayed sober. I started really trying to hold myself accountable, which I'd never done. Unfortunately, 3 months in, so the end of like May of 2018, my husband was killed. A hot shot to the side of his neck. The day after our daughter's birthday. So I walked into our house. DSS was involved, so he wanted me to stay at my parents because they were their protectors. So the kids had one of us. So he was at our house. So I came over there to see him. We were going to hang out for a bit together and then go get our daughter to finish the birthday celebrations that we didn't fit into the day before. When I got there, he was dead on the bathroom floor. Obviously, it goes without saying that was the absolute worst time of my life. I knew he was proud of me, but when everybody found out he died, I had people that I hadn't talked to in like years that knew the weeks, like the amount of weeks sober I was. And the only way they knew that is my husband was so proud. He was talking about it. He was telling people, and I didn't know that. So it gave me a little bit of a drive he was watching. I believe, that God gave me the conscience that made me cry and not want to steal to get high. I believe he kept me alive for the reason like that I'm sitting here talking to you guys today, as well as my work at Wake Up and just my work at myself. And it broke my heart, but I knew where he was. And I couldn't disappoint him because now not only was God watching, not only was I watching, but my husband was watching. And if I used, it would be like my addiction, his murder, everything was in vain. Because if we would have both been clean, the murder probably wouldn't have happened because drugs wouldn't have been involved. We wouldn't have been around those people. Obviously, when you get clean, you should change people, places, things. 1 normally doesn't equal success. 3 normally is, the only way to guarantee it, in my opinion. But everybody's story is different. So I managed to stay clean between the methadone clinic, my counselor, friends, family, my kids, knowing my husband was so proud. I was able to stay clean and sober and built up at the methadone clinic to a therapeutic dose, started working again. That's the year that I found Wake Up. They were doing an overdose awareness event where people that have passed, they do a slideshow and luminary bags for like a awareness event. And they had a number every year. We get a sign made of how many lives were lost in the low country to overdose. And I realized that my husband was one of those numbers. And it really put a fire under me that if we would have had somebody, if we would have known about Wake Up, maybe, I don't know, you never know, but maybe we would have had a fighting chance. Maybe he wouldn't have died. Maybe he would have gotten clean. You never know. But if the stigma wouldn't have been so heavy and so huge surrounding all of these things, everything might be different. And I'm glad that I'm here today. I'm glad that I have the story I have, because I feel like it will inspire people to be able to make it through terrible situations. Because if I can do it, anybody can. I mean, everyone says that, it's cliche, but it's true. If I can do it, anybody can. And I believe in every single person that's watching and could watch. We all have it in us. But I started volunteering with Wake Up, and they asked me to co-chair the Compass meeting that now I facilitate. I did that for a few months and loved it. The guy who was facilitated it went on to different things, so I took Compass over, and I've been trying to grow it, and just growing with Wake Up and just loving everything about recovery. The life I live today is a life that I would look at people and almost laugh, like, they have to be lying. There's no way that they were strung out like me and they were able to get it together and be that happy about like life. Like, how can someone be happy and not be high? I mean, that sounds crazy when you're not sober. But it's so true. JR, you were at our silent auction this week before last, or the last week. And we had mocktails. Like, there was no alcohol, and people were saying, so many people said, like, I have not, like, look at all these sober people having fun. And we had a absolute total blast, and nobody was high, nobody was drinking. It was amazing. And I really just, my hope and pray of telling my story and sharing on as many platforms as I can, as many lives and organizations, as many places as I can, is that everybody will get that message that we all can do it. It's not easy, but it's not easy. It's not even a little bit easy, but it's so freaking worth it. It's so worth it. You're not truly going to be living until you're sober and you've come, to your truth, and you don't have to have alcohol and drugs to have fun. If you're surrounded by the same like-minded, amazing people, like the people that are on here with me now, the possibility and the fun is endless, and it's real. It's not mind altering. It's not fake. What they say is real. It's real, genuine, clean, just fun. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the gist. Sorry, I tried to rush through it, y'all.
You're okay. I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Let's start with, what does the word recovery mean to you?
So recovery means to me, being able to climb out of hell myself and purposely jump back in to go help people still struggling, and having the opportunity to do that because I'm not clouded like they are at the moment. It means not having DSS at my door every few months. It means my parents not worrying that I'm going to be a statistic and overdose and die any second. It means no charges. It means expungements. It means endless possibilities. It equals going on vacation and not having to plan. Is there a dealer? How am I going to get it? Where's the nearest hospital for a script? It's endless possibilities.
I love that. It's beautiful. Recovery is endless possibilities.
That's right.
We need to put that on a shirt.
I want a shirt.
And then, so I heard you talk about how it was hard for you to find a bed,
Mhm.
and that was a part of what was important to you now. Do you believe that there's a window of opportunity when people are ready for help, and if we don't have beds ready, we lose people?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Mainly for the reason that there are so many places to call. And I feel like normally, especially when you're spiraling and you're desperate, luck in addiction is when you have 30 places, the first 25 are going to say no and the last 5 are going to say yes. But by the time that you get to like the 15th one, you're discouraged and you don't think any of them are going to have it. So you give up. And when you are discouraged and trying to be clean, that is a spiral, a mental spiral that is very almost impossible to come back from, because it doesn't seem like a possibility anymore. If I can't get a bed now, I know I can't stay clean on my own. That's why I need the bed. That's why I need detox. That's why I need treatment. So absolutely, because that was my mindset. There's not a bed, I can't do it. So I just need to use until there's a bed open. But then you get back into the addiction spiral, and then you don't want the bed anymore, because now you're coping and you're almost content with your crappy addictive lifestyle again.
Absolutely. Timing is critical when someone wants to enter treatment. I mean, if we can't get them into treatment within, the next few hours of that, then most likely they will vanish and go right back to the streets, and we don't know if they'll ever be ready again. So I absolutely what you just said.
Yeah,
I
you're
agree
absolutely
too.
right.
Then my third question is, do you believe relapse or recurrence is a part of recovery? Because I know that I hated that when they told me that in treatment, that relapse is part of recovery. But I completely 100% believe that it can be part of. You can learn from those falls, and it can be positive.
Absolutely, Ashley. 100%. Almost word for word what you just said. So it made me very angry at first to hear relapse is part of recovery. Because I feel like it almost gives somebody an out, like, oh, well, it's part of recovery, I'm just going to relapse. I mean, it's part of recovery, y'all. And it doesn't have to be. I think that if you're working your program, or if you're opening up, if you're in MAT, if you're doing the steps, there's still space to relapse. And I think that if you relapse, it is okay. It is, I wouldn't, so the way I try to word it is, I wouldn't necessarily say that relapse is part of recovery, but I would say that relapse can absolutely be a very common thing that happens in recovery. It happens to a lot of people, and getting discouraged, I don't think does anything. If you have this, I think that when people, you don't have to go to meetings to be sober. You don't have to be in meetings to stay sober. There's plenty of people who've done it without it. But for me, I feel like if you are surrounding yourself with the right people, if you are in the right mindset, you're sober, you're not, people, places, things. If you have changed your life and you have every aspect of recovery possible and you stay with that, I think a mental relapse happens first all the time. I really believe that a mental relapse happens and sometimes don't even realize it, and that leads always to the relapse. And which is devastating because it's very hard to see it sometimes. But so I think that the best thing to do to avoid a relapse is to surround yourself with the right people who are like-minded and positive and will keep you in a positive mindset, so that you don't get to the mental relapse, and that you trust that if you are feeling like that, if you're wanting to use, if it's starting to come over you, you feel comfortable enough to be honest, so that the recovery community can wrap you up and love you and support you and build you up so that you don't relapse. That was like a super long way to explain. Sorry.
So would you agree that the opposite of addiction is connection?
That's a hard question. Opposite of addiction is connection. Yes, because when I was addicted, I was not connected to anyone. I purposely disconnected.
I know Ashley liked that answer.
Yeah, because I'm the same way. When you don't hear from me, that's when you need to worry.
Yes.
Because it's shame, you know? You start hiding.
Exactly. You don't.
Shame
Yeah.
and guilt.
And I love that you're so proud about talking about Matt, because I think that that's an important thing people need to hear, that it's recovery.
Yes.
So tell me more about MAT. I know what it is, but I don't know the whole process. I know you're doing the methadone or the Suboxone or the other things, but do they also do the counseling? I'm guessing that's part of it. What kind of meetings and all of that?
So obviously everywhere's different. But so I don't mind saying, I go to Crossroads, treatment, like the clinic now. And, so the Charleston Center is where I started, and they were a little more strict. When I started, you like you do not dose if you do not have your counselor appointment, which is supposed to be a solid hour. When I started, it was every 2 weeks. Then as it progressed, it was like every month. And you didn't dose if you didn't do it. Like you didn't, there was no way to go around it. So now at Crossroads, I do see my counselor twice a month. But it's like however long it lasts. I'm 4 years, in sobriety now. So I've kind of gotten through a lot of things. So I've kind of finished all their papers and all their work. They have workshop like papers that they do of just like so you can like see your progress, and like papers to make you realize if you're in that mental relapse, or help you decide how do you deal with triggers, how do you what did you change, what did you think, what are your goals, things like that. So worksheets for like workshops, recovery workshop worksheets, I guess. Counseling, absolutely. They do random drug tests, which is very random. And they do like urine test and oral. So and they watch you. The nurses, you have like bottles, and part of they're very big on accountability. So if you have take home, which is like a little bottle like this big, and it has your medicine in it, that's like a privilege. So you have to build up to your take homes, obviously, which you can get up to 2 weeks at a time if you've been clean and sober and, clean urines and all that, which is awesome. I could have had my 2 weeks like 2 years ago. I actually choose to go to the clinic Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Not because I feel like I need it for me, but because it's a very good opportunity to talk to people there and try to help them and spread the message and spread recovery and hope, against the odds, hope to the hopeless. So it's a huge thing that I really try to live by. So any opportunity I have to be around anybody who is addicted or recovering, I really take the chance. So that's kind of part of it. They have so methadone is what I take. So it's liquid. They do have Suboxone, so the strips. And then a lot of the clinics also offer Vivitrol, which is a shot, and Sublocade is another form. I think I said that right. So there's a lot of, no, I wouldn't say a lot, but there are a good handful of options. Some people are scared of methadone because, with everything, if you're not in the right mindset, you can abuse anything. I mean, people overdose on Advil, for goodness sake. But Suboxone is a little more, so I'm allergic to something in it, so I couldn't do it. It wasn't an option for me. But it will make you very sick. It's supposed to make you very sick if you were to use. There's a lot of like rules around it. You have to be a certain amount, I think like 3 to 5 days sober before you can start on Suboxone, because it will put you in like withdrawals like badly. So methadone is, I don't not recommend any of it. I think I've said before, every single one is an amazing, amazing, amazing opportunity and option. But methadone for me and for a lot of people that I've come in like contact with seems to be the best to start, at least, because as long as you're there on an intake day, which they have at least 2 a week, I think everywhere has at least 2 a week. it's going to work, and you don't have to wait. If you use the day before, that's okay. You can still start that day. It's not going to hurt you, or you're not going to overdose. They start you at a very low dose, so it's very safe, and you build up very slowly, but to your therapeutic dose. They have blood tests that once you get to, like, I think, I'm not sure if it's 100 or 120 milligrams, but they do blood work to see how your body's metabolizing it, to just to basically make sure that you're not abusing it, that your body's using it the right way, and that you're not taking more than you're supposed to, because they can see your levels. So I really support the path, because I know a lot of people, they say that their excuse for not agreeing with Matt would be that it's trading one drug for another. I'm not going to be rude and even disagree. But what I will say is that since I got on methadone, I have been a bomb mom. I have been a present mom. I have been a in your face, what are you doing? Yes, I'll cut up that fruit instead of giving you a Pop-Tart, mom. I was a better wife just in the 3 months. I wasn't a liar. I don't steal. I haven't got charges since I got clean. The police that arrested me at the silent auction, I had in tears. We had each other in tears because of how proud he was. I am a good person, and I wasn't when I was using. And I'm functioning, and I don't get high. I use it the way it's intended, and I make sure that I follow the rules. I mean, I hate to say rules, but I follow what needs to happen to stay sober and make sure that I don't fall under any close to relapse rock. I make sure that I'm very honest with myself. I hold myself accountable. And I believe that Matt is very much so a very important part of the recovery community, because some people just can't cold turkey it. Some people, 12-step just doesn't work. And the goal is to live. The goal is to not die. The goal is to be happy again, to live truthfully and happily, and not be disgusted with yourself. And that's what Matt gave me.
Okay. I agree. Anything that improves someone's quality of life, I mean, to me, that's what it's all about. I mean, if switching from crack to weed, improves your life, then I'm all for it. If you ain't out there selling and pawning all your stuff, I I know a lot of hardcore recovery people disagree, but I mean, if it improves your life, it's worth it.
Exactly. And that's another reason why, I mentioned with Compass, if you smoke weed and that's how you're sober, come on in. If you stand on your head for 8 hours a day because it changes your blood flow, I don't know, whatever, come on in. Meeting people where they're at is going to be the best bet to help anybody, no matter where they're at in recovery. Sometimes people in recovery aren't the biggest people that you need to go for. Is the people who are considering being in recovery, because stopping everything is scary, and knowing that you can go somewhere and maybe somebody drinks instead of shooting heroin. Drink. I mean, I'm not going to be like, yeah, go drink, but I mean, I'm not going to look at you any different. I'm just glad you're not shooting heroin. I'm just glad you're alive. And whatever your process is, I'm going to respect, because it is not my place to tell you how to recover. I recover very, very loudly, as you guys can see. And I say it a lot on my Facebook. I recover loudly because silence kills. And I refuse. Nothing in this world other than God himself, literally, could shut me up, because I refuse to be somebody who does not scream from the rooftop, I'm a recovering addict. I was a piece of crap, and now I'm not, and I want to help you. If you want help, please come to me. Please message me. Call me at work. Whatever. Come to my meetings. I will do anything in my power to help anybody, no matter where they are. Active addiction, sober, in the middle of both. everybody is important. And sometimes active people in active addiction need that person to jump back into hell to teach them how to climb out. They might not be sober yet. They still need help.
Sometimes they just need someone to listen to them.
Yeah. And I think it's important to note, like I put in the chat, Sam says working definition of recovery is a process of change through which individuals improve their health and wellness, to live self-directed lives and strive to reach their full potential. Nowhere in that definition does it say sober. Does it say clean? Does it say Matt's not allowed? Does it say you have to do 12-step? Does it say you have to go to X, Y, and Z and do 1, 2, 3? Like, that's not anywhere in the definition of recovery.
I love that. I love that definition. Absolutely.
Ashley's the president of Florida NAMI.
Well, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, you have to call her El Presidente.
You don't have to call her
I will. El Presidente. See, I can say it.
It's an honor meeting you, trust me.
She is a mobilized recovery superstar, along with Jason Rudine, who's in the chat.
That's so cool. And you told me about that, JR, and then you sent that email, and I did the request for them to stop that bus on in here. And I applied for like the little virtual thing that they had, because I really was like super intrigued by like everything to do with it. I researched it for like an hour and a half. I was like, I love this.
Yeah, you meet some amazing people.
Best
share
people.
your passion, yeah.
And you learn stuff from all over and different things that are going on, and it's awesome. Like-minded people. And we're also different too.
Yeah, Marshall Mercer got lucky. I won't be able to get him on his, so we'll have to wait another year for our Spades game.
Yeah, knowledge is power. That's how I look at it. Nancy always says, you don't know what you don't know. I mean, you just don't. So the more knowledge, the more ideas, the more the more like the different ways that people think is so interesting to me, because it really does open up your mind to new things. And if you haven't heard of Matt, and like I said in my story, I heard bad things. So I probably stayed using for 2 years extra because I was so worried about the stigma over Matt. So that's one reason why I'm very like, Matt's recovery. Matt is amazing. Matt saves lives, because it does. And if I would have known that, who knows the difference. But, and you know what? My path is my path, and I am so passionate and so proud of it. It's a very difficult path, but, if God wouldn't have put me through all these storms, y'all, I wouldn't be able to sit here and connect on levels with so many different people. I mean, lived experience is the best experience to me for somebody, to get the gist and to feel the most supported. There's just stuff that the four of us know and we've experienced that we could sit down for 25 years and put this crap into books, and nobody's going to be able to study it and explain it the way we can and understand what people are saying like we can, because lived experience is it's key. I mean, I respect people who have not lived it and who want to understand. I don't want to come off wrong. They're amazing to want to be part of this, right? I'm truly, I mean that, but lived experience sometimes is the key to really connecting with somebody on a deeper level to really reach them.
Amen.
Well, and I think that we need to take a minute to recognize, like, I'll have my 5 years, God willing, at the end of May. But I can't tell you that I put 3 days a week into my recovery like you do. Still, like you said, you're about 4 years. 3 days a week, you're still going, like a lot of people look down on Matt. Look at the amount of work that you've had to do and you still are doing. So everyone else that's doing that is having to do that work too. And that's something to be respected. Sorry, I'm
Absolutely.
echoing, so I'm like throwing myself off.
I'm trying not to
Absolutely.
interrupt. But I agree. It drives me, and I do have people look at me like I'm crazy, just so you know. Like, why the heck are you here? Like, they know I've been clean. They know that I have clean urines. Like, why wouldn't you take the 2 weeks and go? Like, go. Because I get up at 4:30, 5 a.m. on those days to get ready and go to the clinic so that I have time to get my war paint on, which I do not have on my makeup, but don't judge. Anyway, I normally do. Today, is not a clinic day, y'all. But,
My hair.
yeah, right. Mine's, you see mine. But, to get there, to get makeup on, to wake up, to just get into the vibe of things and get powered up so that when I get out and I go into that clinic, if I see somebody, how are you? Like, I've got my compass and my HIV posters on the bulletin board. My cards are there. If I see somebody, I will have 30, I work every day and I have to be there at like 9:30. So I really try to give myself at least 2 hours. And I know that sounds really long, but some days I just BS and talk to the security guard or, whoever, listen to music or whatever. But some days that 2 hours is full. I'm like panicking that I'm not going to have enough time to get through because there's certain people that I'll see. And I can tell when they're walking up, that they need it. And I love my job, but because I do have such an amazing job, if something comes up and I'm late because of that, they're like, no, you stay and you make sure you get that message across because that could be life changing. So I do get crazy looks. But I truly, when I say I love it, I genuinely love it. I mean, talking about addiction is the most beautiful thing I think I could ever discuss. Because there is a stigma, and I just love like punching someone in the face verbally, over it. Like, no, you're wrong. Bam, here's the statistics, here's the education. Because being uneducated about something, obviously makes you sound ignorant, and it can make you look down on people. And if there's one thing that I just want to scream and confess to the world, it is that recovering addicts are the strongest, smartest, most amazing warriors that you could ever be blessed and lucky enough to run into. There is nothing that we really haven't faced, that we are so smart. We've had to think about being an addict and needing drugs, but how to talk ourselves out of charges, how to make mom think we're not using, dad knows we're using, but we're convincing him that we're not because we're so damn smart, how am I going to get the dope man to front me when he knows that I'm not going to pay him back for 6 months? I mean, crazy things, right? But we're just smart. We've been in crazy situations, and I've never met anyone as smart as a addict and recovering addict. They are the strongest people I've ever met, and I stick with that wholeheartedly.
I love Nancy. I love Wake Up Carolina. I mean, I've been friends with Nancy, their executive director, for a couple years now, and she's as solid as you can get. I mean, please tell her I said that tomorrow.
I will. She is. You are so right. She is by far one of the strongest, most amazing human beings that I've ever known. To turn something so tragic into something so beautiful, helping so many people, is insanely beautiful. And I will absolutely tell her. We talked about you the other day, how awesome and all the things you're doing, JR. And how blessed I was. When I saw you, I was like, are you JR? Like, I have to meet him. Like, I've seen you on Facebook so much. And I was like, no, that's him. I've got to talk to him. I cut one of the other girls out. Was like, I got to go over there. Because you really, I mean, your name is huge around here, and it's for a good reason. All of you guys are such powerful people, and I feel really blessed that y'all let me come on with you tonight.
Well, if you hear him talking about Redbeard, that's him right above you. And AG, that's her right next to you. Those are the superstars that put it all together.
He's a superstar too. Don't let him lie to you. But so I just heard from Randy, you know, he just got back from Africa and he had jet lag when he got home from work. But I think honestly, this was meant to be. The jet lag was meant to be. I think we needed to hear Amanda's story, and I think that everyone listening probably needed to hear her story. So I'm very glad it worked out the way it did.
Yeah, I mean, if we can help you plug your Compass meetings, please tell us. I mean, I've got a little bit of juice around town.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I know Heather, and I've seen her comment. She's the sweetest, most beautiful thing. Heather was sharing it. I know you shared it. You know, it's not even about like the numbers. I mean, the numbers are great, obviously. You know, you get proud of numbers, of course, but it's the reach. It's just wanting people to know, even if they don't come. I just want everyone who needs to know, who needs a safe space, who needs a non-judgmental, no strict rules, crosstalks fine, all paths. I just want people to know that there's a space. And when nobody shows up, I don't leave. If I have nobody there, I sit the entire hour and wait, because what if somebody shows up? And that's the helping hand that they needed to be successful. So even if somebody's late, I will be there. And you know, my number is on the thing that you shared, my work number, you know, peer support. If somebody's in a bad place and they can't make it to the meeting, I don't want anyone to hesitate any hour, all the time. Recovery is a top priority to me. It is the top priority. I love my kids, I love my family, but if I wasn't in recovery and sober, I probably wouldn't have them. So I put God and recovery, you know, right up there together. And I want to be that voice for somebody. I'm there. So anything you want to share about it, my everything, I'm down for all of it.
Yeah, I'd really like to get you guys to go up to Andrews. She mentioned it yesterday. I was up there for a library thing, and she talked about it, and I was like, I'm still waiting to hear back.
I didn't answer. I didn't even. I forgot all about it. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm going to be so blunt. I completely forgot. So
Okay.
tomorrow morning, I will make sure that I talk to Nancy about it, because I personally, I would love, you know, right now our reach is like very much so like low country, but we are not, you know, we want to reach as many people as we can. So definitely, even if it's just me, you know, going, you know, and providing whatever, you know, I would love to talk to her. So tomorrow morning, first thing, I'll talk to Nancy about it and just make sure that, you know, her and I are on the same page.
Okay.
Yeah, share your stuff. Even though I'm in Florida, I'll share it.
Thank you.
What you're doing is amazing. And the fact that you wait just in case someone comes, because, you know, we're all late. So,
Brett, you want to answer that one?
If we're all always late. No, I don't think
okay,
so.
I'm the only one that's late.
I think it's a Grimes thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be a woman thing, because, girl, I'm always late too. I'm late always. I be late to my own funeral, as they say.
No shame.
No shame. Hashtag.
Hey, it was funny. I was doing the Janine's podcast the other day, and she told me, what time did she tell me?
7:30, I think. Right?
Was it 7:30 or 10:30? Maybe 10:30. And it was California time. I'm sitting at my computer at 10:30 Eastern time. Like, where the hell's she at?
They, against the odds, they do, like, they're an hour behind me, and so I have to, like, every time he's like 8 p.m. and I'm like, no, 9, Phil, 9. But I'm like, oh wait, it's 8 for him. Oh, not 9 for me, 9 for me. And it was really hard at first. I'd sit there and be like, where is he at? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, he's not here yet. Like, what? And I've met amazing people through there, and I'm messaging like, where's everybody at? Like, did I miss something? Girl, we've got 45 minutes. And I'm like, you don't think Minnesota, I mean, that just doesn't, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like that's far enough to be a
Yeah.
whole hour.
Yeah, everybody should be on Eastern time. Make it so much easier.
Yes.
Let's advocate for that.
But it's good
Yeah.
you said that, because remember I told you you connected me with Janine, and I go with her May 22nd. She's interviewing me because you gave me, her information. So it's good to know, because I'll make sure now that I clock the time.
Yeah.
So I'm
Hey,
not sitting there
3 hours
too.
behind you.
There you go.
Well, since Sunday's Mother's Day, what are you going to be doing for Mother's Day?
Mother's Day. It's pretty simple. You know what I do? My birthday, was April 30th, and I literally just sat at the house. So I have she'll be 12 next month, Kinsley. I have an 8-year-old Braylee, and then I help raise my 7.5-year-old cousin, little boy Stacy, and my 3.5-year-old niece Alyssa. So I stayed at the house all day with them, hearing happy birthday 15,000 times. I'm on a keto diet, trying to lose the sober weight. And my mom bought special keto birthday cake and icing and cupcake like mix, which was super sweet. And we made that. I went live for the first time with Against the Odds. That was the first time I ever told my story. That was like nerve wracking, but as soon as I got started, I was just like, I told JR, I'm like, I just felt like I was on fire. Like, I want to keep saying it over and over and everywhere. And so I think I just do the same thing, just spend time with them, even the ones who, I might not biologically be their mother, but I feel the shoes of a mother. So just embracing the time with them, that knowing years ago on Mother's Day, I would be out hustling, selling, stolen stuff to get pills. So now it's just really humbling. And I just sit there and realize that I'm clean and I'm with them, and I don't have to leave and I don't have to do anything. I purposely remind myself of really bad times to humble myself so that I never forget how terrible it was.
Well, I hope you have an amazing Mother's Day, because you deserve it.
Thank you. You have kids?
I have a 12 and a 14-year-old.
Oh, so I hope you have an amazing, because you deserve it. Because I have heard many things. Actually, JR mentioned you in a comment. And I think he said the AG rule or something like that. And you were like, is that a thing? And I've seen like your name pop up, and so many people mention you, and it's amazing things. So you're doing just as much as I'm doing, and it really is a pleasure to know you guys.
Well, thank you. It takes a village. It takes us
That's-
all.
Yes.
The AG rule.
Yeah. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure your phone and your laptop's powered up.
Yes. Yeah, because my phone died. I was like, I just got through my story. Like I had like literally got through my story. And they were about to sing happy birthday and like ask questions. I was so excited to interact with everybody. And I'm like, oh, Phil, I got to get my charger. And I had the family emergency, so I wasn't at home. I mean, but it was like I just really wanted to do it. And it just felt like heavy on my heart that I needed to do it. So I was just winging it at a grocery store, like Starbucks spot. And it cut off, and I was like, ah. So when he said that, I was like, that's a good rule. And I have my charger right now.
Yeah, we have I believe Phil's coming on the show pretty soon. I'm excited to hear his story. I mean I've watched just blow up, and I'm like, he's got a good message.
Absolutely. I originally found him from Justin McFadden with the Hope Shot. He was going on Against the Odds to tell his story, and I was watching Phil, and he was like electrifying. He was like on fire, like, and so religious. And I had just got to the point where like with my husband's like death and all, I kind of had lost my faith a little bit, and I was really wanting to like find myself again, religiously especially. And so it just like all like it just all clicked. And so I started talking to Phil and like being on the lives in the morning, and that's how I met Heather, my sweet Heather, and so many other like just absolutely amazing people. So I'm a moderator on Against the Odds page.
I think
in group.
Tanya is too, right?
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of us actually that I've noticed liking a lot of your stuff. There's a lot of us that are like overlap, which is really amazing because, like, Ashley said, it takes a village and we do so much better together than separate.
Yeah, we're better together.
Absolutely.
Hey, Brett, what's the opposite of addiction?
Connection.
I love it.
Well, thank you for joining us, Amanda.
Thank you guys for having me. I really enjoy anytime. You just send that little quick message anytime. I'm at a gas station.
Hopefully, it's in a safe area.
It is, I promise. Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you for coming. And I'm so glad you got to tell your story because I think you being here was meant to be.
Me as I do as well. And I'm going to send you a friend's request so we can stay connected.
I'm actually filling out the questionnaire for Against the Odds right now.
Oh, good. Seesaw, see you soon. I'll make sure that I accept it. It'll come over my phone as soon as you accept it, or soon after you send it. And I'll be like, that's my new friend. Accept.
Brett's a good friend to have.
Yeah.
We're going to get AG on Phil's show here soon. And Brett, they have a little competition going.
We do?
What competition? What? What's this? Sorry, I was answering the questionnaire. What competition?
Me and you are in competition for something.
For podcasts or something. Oh, Ian's here. Long time, buddy.
It's been so long since we've seen Ian.
Yeah. He must have a
Oh, it
different
says from
schedule.
Miami.
Going back to Miami.
Yeah.
Brett, hit the song.
I don't have that one queued up.
Are we allowed to still play Will Smith?
Oh, no.
He was in Facebook jail.
Doing hard time.
Hard time, Ashley. You don't cross that line.
Yeah.
You start breaking Facebook rules. The Zuck will get you.
I think he broke more than Facebook rules. Yeah.
So what do we got going on? I can't remember.
As far as like announcements and stuff, is that what you're asking about?
Yeah, they just released the Recovery Today magazine issue, and I think Chrissy was sharing it today on a few pages.
Nice. I don't have a slide for that. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No birthdays.
Brett, do I got to say it?
One job.
You had one job, buddy. I gave you 30 seconds notice, man. First the song, now the birthdays.
Hey, he showed up with the beard, though. I mean, he did that. The beard is, like, quite impressive.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
I am going to get those T-shirts made. I am.
That's your one job.
It's on my list.
Ooh, how far down the list?
My 10,000 projects.
Well, I hate to go, but my mom's calling. My baby's awake.
No
So I
problem.
gotta go.
It's
Thank
10
you guys
o'clock.
so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you guys. It was a pleasure. I hope to talk to y'all soon.
Okay.
Definitely.
Bye.
Good
All
night.
right.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all. Good night.
Do you want to sign us off, Brett? Because it's 10 o'clock. It's my kid's bedtime, too. I gotta say goodnight.
Do we want to answer Ian's question real quick before we sign
My
off?
sponsor asked me, what does manage mean? He's talking about maintenance, recovery maintenance, like the contemplation, action, maintenance. Is that where he's at?
I'm hoping he'll
Manage.
elaborate a little bit in the comments.
Yeah, we need more information to answer this question, Ian. Can
More
you?
context.
Yeah. Add some more words, please.
That's
No wrong
like,
answers, but we.
in our thread, she'll just drop something on us. And we're like, what is he talking about?
What does manage mean?
No wrong answers.
I don't know. To me, it means keep me in line. JR manages me. Brett manages me. Carl manages me. Somehow I'm still.
To manage. I'm still not following?
I guess it's about the first step.
The first step, admitted I was powerless. Brett, this is for you then.
For me, oh man, I don't know if I'm the right one to ask. I the way that I'm interpreting the question is I think he's talking about in the literature where it's talking about managing our drug use or managing our drinking. I think that's what he's referring to, and what it would mean to manage it. Um, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
See, I'm taking it as because it's you're powerless. So how do you stop having to control your life and give
Oh,
the power
like
away?
manage.
Like stop
Oh,
managing
yeah,
yourself
yeah.
and give it away.
It might answer me what? It's the
Guess
opposite of unman. Oh, your life has become unmanageable. Oh, that makes a little bit more sense there, Ian.
okay. So they're saying so unmanageable means you can't control life and everything going on around you, and chaos, and so manage would be. So what does a managed life look like? Like you're going to work, you're there for your kids. Am I on the right track, Ian?
Opposite of unmanageable.
You're working
So I guess
whatever
that would be
program you have.
balance, like we were talking about earlier. Balance, a balanced life. He said responsibility. Yeah,
Respond.
to being a productive member of society.
So like unmanageable would be active addiction, and managed life would be recovery life. He said, yes, balance, homeostasis. You got the doctor there talking about homeostasis. Anytime, Ian. Anytime. We love you too.
I don't have any good sound effects for that. Sorry.
Grimes time.
Oh, I forgot that was up.
Pros.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You're very
It's a
welcome.
thing now.
The Grimes time and the AG roll, those are things now, obviously. And neither one is positive. The ones you need to have your charger. The other ones you're going to be late.
I also have a new sound effect for Carl when he rejoins the show.
Oh, can we do his bacon one?
Oh yeah,
Please, just give it to one
I have a
time.
bacon version 2 now.
2.0?
Mm-hmm.
Beta?
I don't think I've played this one yet.
Man, Johnsonville bacon is the best bacon you can get around. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you cook it, it doesn't really get small and it doesn't shrivel up on you either.
That's what she said.
oh, that's funny, man.
That's the new version 2 of the Carl Bacon bit.
Yeah, he loves some bacon.
It doesn't shrivel up and it doesn't get small.
Hey, I was in the pool.
That's what she said.
We don't need to hear that. Brett, you want to close this out so I can say goodnight to my kids?
And then here's my other one for Carl when he goes on his rants.
2 hours later.
3 hours later.
All right,
4 hours later.
All right. So if you guys are watching us, please be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and turn on your notifications so you know when we're going live, which is every Thursday. But, occasionally we are running a few minutes late. #Grimes time. We're working on a new segment of the show called Ask Doc Marty. If you guys are interested in leaving questions for Doc Marty, you can leave the voice messages at speaktous/RRL. And I think Carl's working on a little web page for that'll have some more details as far as what all that's going to look like and the kind of questions, because I know that he wants to put in there about not I can't remember exactly how he phrased it, but it not being medical advice, but just kind of some general advice. So if you have some questions for Doc Marty, you can do that. You can leave those here on the Speak to Us link. And I think that's everything. You got anything else for us, JR or AG?
Ian, you could take advantage of you could actually be our first one to do the Ask Doc Marty. Can you show the link for that, Brett?
Boom.
There it is. Boom. I like that.
Yeah. So do that. And come back next week on Thursday for another episode of Recovery Revolution Live. And remember, guys, it's all about progress, not perfection.
And all the moms, have a happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day to the moms out there. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Go get a taco or something.
Noise.
Nice.
Emotional damage.
That was another one. That one didn't quite clip right, but have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Night.